Welcome to The Obvious Podcast, episode number 57. My name is Sonny Macon.
And I'm Peter Daiga. Great to have you all listening and seeing again. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Peter. Oh, also, guys, check out the show notes. All that information is down there. Links to the videos we're going to share with you everywhere we're available. It's all down there. And you can always, obviously, reach out. That should have been our email address. It should have just been obviously.
But instead, it's the obvious
at
abceastflorida.com.
Eastflorida.com.
We really appreciate you all. Also, be sure to subscribe and help like us, share the word, tell your friends about us.
Yeah.
Anybody you think might be interested.
You know, it's a great show. You enjoy it. You're here.
Right.
You're watching. You're listening.
Yeah.
Hey, when we go to Orlando for the ABC of Florida State Board meeting, where do you like to get breakfast?
Well, it's a tradition. For many years,
right?
We've stopped at Cracker Barrel.
Cracker
Had
Barrel.
a good breakfast. Dan Shaw, my predecessor, used to, God rest his soul. I mean, always had the catfish for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yeah, they have a catfish.
I love their hash browns, the cheesy casserole or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so.
Now I'm like curious to try the catfish for breakfast.
I'm getting hungry too.
Orlando, let's do that.
So, all right, we'll do.
So the reason I wanted to talk to you about Cracker Barrel, I don't know if you remember this, a few weeks ago, they were all over the news. There was a big controversy about their new logo and the rebranding, and this lady who's their CEO who looked like she'd never stepped foot in a Cracker Barrel is talking about what she's going to do to Cracker Barrel. Oh. And it got me thinking, and then remember even months ago, there was that whole debacle, or I don't even remember how long ago.
You guys are going to love this show. Right?
Yeah.
We're giving a title, right? What are we calling the show?
The people who run the brands that they hate. Right?
All right.
These guys hate the brands that they run. Like, it cracks me up. Like, these guys are...
What, you mean she wasn't like the first?
No. Budweiser, I remember the Budweiser debacle, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to play that clip for our audience. Check this out.
Who's this clip of?
Alyssa, I can't even say her last name. Yeah, VP of Marketing.
Okay.
With the...
Corporate America is hiring these people that hate the brands that they work for.
I hate the brands that they work for. I got to play this video for you.
I'm a businesswoman. I had a really clear job to do when I took over Bud Light. And it was, this brand is in decline. It's been in decline for a really long time. And if we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light. So I had this super clear mandate. It's like, we need to evolve and elevate this incredibly iconic brand. And
super clear mandate.
Oh my gosh, getting young people to want to drink, she's a genius.
Oh.
If she didn't do anything, if she did nothing, young people would want to drink.
Clearly she has an
I know
MBA.
there's some data out there right now that the drinking is a little in decline and, whatnot. But really, how old is alcohol?
Well, Jesus had it. I would say.
And we know it's alcohol, wasn't grape juice. Not to get sidetracked in another conversation with some of our listeners out there.
But grapes
the Bible talks about it making people happy of heart and whatnot. Yeah. So I don't think grape juice did that, So yes, it's old.
It's old.
Alcohol is old.
Yeah.
I don't think her brand or beer is going to go out of existence.
We talk about alcohol in the Old Testament. That's pre-Jesus, right?
Yeah. For sure. Anyway, I just found that funny.
Right. No one gets drunk. That's right. That was a long time ago.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great.
So it's been around a long time.
But I just found that funny. I mean, you're playing this little short clip, and she's like, if we didn't do anything, young people wouldn't drink anymore. Where are we finding these people in corporate America? So, all right.
Wait till you hear the rest of it.
Oh, Lord.
How she solves that problem is great.
What I brought to that was a belief in, okay, what does evolve and elevate mean? It means inclusivity. It means shifting the tone. It means having a campaign that's truly inclusive and feels lighter and brighter and different and appeals to women and to men. Mm-hmm. And representation is at sort of the heart of evolution. You've got to see people who reflect you in the work. And we had this hangover. I mean, Bud Light had been kind of a brand of fratty, kind of out of touch humor. And it was really important that we had another approach.
You should have worked for the wine cooler division of Bud Light.
White Claw? Somebody should have put her in White Claw.
Oh boy, we're gonna get emails on that one, Sonny. Don't forget our email address, people. It's
subject line, attention, Peter.
Create something different, quick. Oh boy,
Ready, out of touch humor.
So let's do a little exercise. How many brands can we? And what do you consider somebody hating their brand? Would professional sports teams that had to change their mascot, the Redskins, the Cleveland Indians, the Atlanta Braves? Oh no, the Atlanta Braves, somehow they've survived.
Yeah.
But there are others.
It's still the Braves?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the Braves are okay.
Wow.
But the Indians, not okay.
All right.
I can't figure it out. But do you consider that kind of like hating your brand in a way? I mean, I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, but they also faced a lot of pressure from the government, and you got
they did for sure. It wasn't just corporate, is what you're saying. There was a lot of
exactly like you don't have people putting pressure on Bud Light. Like
good point.
Hey,
or
man, you're
on
too
Cracker Barrel. You might have had the other way around. You know, you had some.
Nobody's selling Cracker Barrel. Take Uncle Herschel. I did some research. The old timer on the logo is actually literally Uncle Herschel, who was related to the founder. Yeah. And you know why it's called Cracker Barrel? Because that barrel for soda crackers, which I had no idea. Yeah. The research we do for our audience, it's amazing. But clearly, there was we'll toss a link in our show notes. There was an interview with the CEO of Cracker Barrel on ABC News a few weeks ago. And this lady looks like she just walked out of a Manhattan Democratic Party meeting, right? Like with Mamdani. Like you would never think this lady has ever stepped foot in a Cracker Barrel. And
did anybody ask her?
I don't think so.
But this could be a fun exercise. Our listeners should just kind of mull through their head how many different brands. And I've alluded to in other podcasts, this is a little different, but somewhat related, about how, in particular, in my opinion, because I can't think of any examples of right of center, but how the left of center in this country have destroyed whole industries. Yeah. So it's not a brand per se, but it's just people who, car manufacturing or manufacturing in general or steel. We've talked about tobacco, paper.
Yeah.
People joke around here about how I'm tell people just
double-sided
copy
printing.
Away. Or I tell people copy away. It's like it's a renewable resource.
Right.
I mean, pulp and paper manufacturers grow trees specifically for this purpose.
Make paper,
and we've got a whole environmental movement around, killing that industry in our country.
Yeah.
Why? It's like saying don't eat carrots. You're killing the carrots. I mean, the farmers are going to grow more for you to consume. Paper is going to be grown and produced and create jobs for people for us to use. So, but we've killed that industry. Mm-hmm. Help me think of some others. I mean, the oil industry. Oh.
Tobacco,
steel,
auto,
wood.
Auto was taking a huge hit.
Paper,
anything.
Coca-Cola, sodas. I mean, that's a brand. That is an international brand that people we want to. Oh, it's horrible. It's super bad for you. Let's kill it.
Yeah,
it's something we sell all over the world.
Yep. Used to be with cocaine. Nobody complained about it back then.
Yeah. So the list is long, and I'm sure we're forgetting a few. Help us out if you think of some that we missed. Send us an email at theobvious@abc.
But what I wanted to point out was this lady's solution to the problem was like DEI. Oh, people need things to reflect themselves. No, I don't. Most things don't reflect me, but I enjoy them. Like that's insane to me. And I got it. Remember, I got into this in Tucson, Arizona. When this lady was like, do you ever feel uncomfortable when you're in a room with people that don't look like you? I was like, no. Right. A DEI teacher, she never talked to me again. She was so upset. But by the way, the chamber, get your act together. We don't need DEI classes at chamber events. My gosh.
Can we actually call people out like that?
Well, I just did.
ASAE, same problem.
Yeah, same problem.
Organization that I long respected, but the irony is isn't there a little bit of an irony that, and help me out because this is where your translation of Peter-esque comes in handy. Peter-esque comes in handy. The irony to me is that the people that claim they're for DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, are actually just wanting to make everything the same.
Correct.
They're not really about respecting diversity or differences to your point about her comment, her being the Cracker Barrel CEO or whatever, right? About how, was it that one or the Bud one?
That was the Bud Light lady.
All right, the Bud Light lady who was like talking about how, our commercials or our product or whatever doesn't look like,
like everybody out there.
So really, the irony to me that it's really that the woke crowd that doesn't respect the diversity or the differences among us. They want to make it all somehow the same.
Yeah.
Is instead of acknowledging we're not all the same.
But it's not even.
But it doesn't mean we don't disrespect differences or different point of views or different perspectives.
But they want to make it the same by lowering the standards for everybody else, which you've heard me talk about this famous science and math school in Northern Virginia called Thomas Jefferson. Right? 70% Asian population because it was merit based. And here come, post George Floyd, here come the libs, and they were like, oh, change it. And it has completely gone downhill.
Destroyed the school.
Destroyed the school.
There's another industry that we've destroyed.
Education.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, which the United States used to be considered the leader of.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking, and so then we were like, okay, fine, we're no longer the leaders in secondary education, but we still have colleges and universities. Right. And then you realize what a house of cards that is based on
great
crap that's exactly out of Columbia. And it's a complete house of cards. And,
for sure.
And it's like everybody is shoveling money at each other and then pretending that they're doing something substantive. I mean, it's absolutely asinine. Mm-hmm. And they think, and this is what drives me batty, like the idea of changing the vocabulary somehow changes impact.
Oh, I thought of another one, the airline. Remember how Boeing used to be every plane that every airline in the world would be Boeing?
Yep.
We destroyed that company either through unionization or through different regulations and different wokeism. They were in the news, right? I think some of their employees or whistleblowers were saying they were more interested in diversity to where they had their engineers or different people, mechanics or whatnot, that were more hired because of the color of their skin or, however they were measuring diversity today. As opposed to meritocracy, buying the very best. And these whistleblowers were claiming, that in part is why the quality of the Boeing product has suffered.
And that's what is so irritating to me. Like, the left just assumes that minorities can't compete, so lower the standards, right?
Amen.
And it just, like...
It's insulting, the worst.
It's so insulting.
Yeah.
And, like, minorities can compete. You know what? If you look at census income figures, Asian Americans make more money than white people. Well, how the hell is that happening?
Right.
How is that happening?
Yep.
How is that minority? Why is that minority not oppressed?
Right.
And I know this because I've been called white adjacent by a liberal person.
Called what?
White adjacent.
What does that mean?
I don't even know.
Oh, white adjacent.
I was like, well, on the exterior, I'm definitely
back
not.
To my thing about changing language.
Yeah.
So
it's just, but it passes for real progress.
How about the family? Is that a brand we've also tried to destroy?
The family? Yeah, they've destroyed the family. Yeah. Oh, I heard an interesting statistic around that. In 19...
Right, we try to redefine, it's talking about language. We're redefining what family means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of inclusion, but you're not really respecting the different things. You're just trying to make it all the same thing, which is a change, something different, destroying the brand.
You know what else the left has destroyed?
See, that we can go on.
Housing. The ability to get affordable housing in this country has been decimated.
What we really need is just free housing for everybody. That would solve the problem. Right? It's like free groceries.
Yeah, free groceries, free housing.
Grocery store, government-run grocery stores.
Which is such BS to me, like, because they destroyed, and then they're like, well, you know what? Since we destroyed it, we raised everybody's prices.
Yes.
Let's just give it to them for free. Like, are you insane?
Yeah.
Like, somebody has to pay for this.
Yeah.
You know?
They never own up to their contribution to destroying something.
Yeah.
So,
like, I look at, because they love regulation and what planning and zoning in cities and counties has done to the cost of housing.
But expound a little bit on how we've destroyed housing. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, and this is what made me think at this point, right? I read a statistic recently that in 1960, do you know what percentage of 30-year-olds were married and owned a home?
Yeah, this was in the news recently too, right? They had like 4 marks. They were measuring people by the time they're 30 or 40 or whatever. Right? So and it was home ownership. It was living outside of the home, away from your parents.
Owning your own home. And being married. I just looked at those 2 metrics.
Yeah.
In 1960, something like 70% of 30-year-olds were married and owned a home. You know what that number is in 2024?
I forget. It's very low.
14%.
Yeah.
And this is related to your family point. So, okay, you've been able to convince people families are destructive.
Right.
Men should marry women. Women should marry men. It's the end of the world. Fine. You've succeeded in that. But you have made housing so expensive, 30-year-olds can't even afford to buy a house.
Yeah.
It's absolutely asinine. And it's been done through overregulation, right? Because guess what overregulation always does? It always drives up the cost of doing business. Always drives up the cost of doing business. And that will drive up the cost of the underlying assets you need to develop housing.
What's driving these people that hate their brands? And sometimes it's not just the CEOs or the marketing people of the company. Sometimes it's whole political factions.
I think it's they don't like how society functions. And they don't like how society looks. So they think they can change that. I really do. I think it's this intense dislike for American supremacy that they have, and they are out to sabotage all of it. All of it. I don't really, I mean...
Pretty bold statement. You know, if you dislike something, you know, why? Anyway.
I mean, they are, to me, the equivalent of the Trojan horse, right? We have let them in, and they are here to destroy. By the way, and it just... flabbergasting to me that they are here to destroy a system that has made them extremely wealthy, right? I'm sure that CEO of
yeah. That reminds me of the people in the kind of the I don't know, LGBTQ PXV whatever the heck it is community that advocate, you know, for Islam or the Palestinian state or, you know, Mohammedism or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And people who the memes who are like, you realize you actually would not be allowed to live,
right?
In most of these, you know, it's like,
a
lot of these people that work for the destruction of our culture,
the gays for Palestine flags.
Yeah.
My gosh.
So,
anyway, Julie Massino, the CEO of Cracker Barrel, her 2025 salary was $6.68 million. So this lady obviously has nothing to worry about, right?
No.
Unlike her customer base.
She didn't have anything to worry about destroying the brand.
All right. She's going to be fine the rest of her life.
Yeah.
But this idea that you live in a country where you can come in and be so successful where you're making 6.68. And if you hate American prosperity so much and if you hate success so much, give it away. What's stopping you? You know? Like, bro, if you love taxes, there's a line in your tax forms where you can just make a donation.
Absolutely.
Pay more.
Yep.
Nobody's stopping you from that.
Yep. They never do, though.
And they're like, oh, Sonny, that's such a dishonest point because you need everybody to do it in order to have a real impact. Like, man, this country does fine with minimal government interference, right? And the more we see it, I was on a call yesterday. We have a member who called because that member is developing a 5,000 square foot building.
Okay.
5,000 square foot building. It's a $3 million project. City wants $220,000 in permit fees on a $3 million project.
Unreal.
Right? On a 5,000 square foot building.
Unreal.
And this member was really upset. He's like, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
Right? And by the way, that's why we exist, because we fight battles like that for you.
Yep.
And so
oftentimes sue.
If you're not a member of ABC, you need to become one.
Get the law changed if it's necessary. And if not, the law is strong enough or exists, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of enforcement. It's a matter of, you know, government oftentimes just snubs its nose at the laws.
Yep.
So,
and you know, government lives off of the teat of those who produce, because they don't produce any value. I don't know why that is so hard for the left to understand.
Yep.
They don't produce anything. All they do is regulate those who produce.
Well, you know, the roads.
The roads are
military.
Again, funded by the government, which is funded by the taxpayers, but all of the production is done by private companies.
Yeah, the best things.
Right.
You know, like, you know, I've always said, you know, to me, every week or 2 times a week when that garbage truck comes down and takes my trash away, I'm like, that is the best damn thing government does. But they don't even really do it.
No,
all they really do is collect your money from something.
And then pay somebody else.
Pay it private, which I'm glad. I'm glad they haven't decided we need to get in the business.
And in New York, they can't even do that well.
Right.
So you know.
But, you know, that to me is a value, right? So, and sure, it's the same with roads. You know, we need roads. There's no doubt about it. And it's benefited. So, but again, thank God typically the government doesn't get involved in the production
Yeah.
of the roads. They just find a way of collecting the money and having it done. So when they're just a pass-through, they can produce good things, but they should be held accountable. But when they start to take it over, which that's another future program, the privatization of Social Security.
By the way,
For years, our government decided we're going to get into the retirement investment business. Mm-hmm. So you tell me today, listener, whether your Social Security or your 401k is of more value to you. Is the private sector's answer to providing for your retirement and secure retirement a better investment than the government's job of doing it?
Yeah. By the way, the government is the ultimate brand that hates its own customers, right?
That's a great way to end.
I mean, I can't think of.
A great way to end.
They really hate their own customers.
Do they even know who their customers are? That's another show. We're racking them up, Mr. Producer. You better be marking the right about people who don't know who their customers are.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you. Yeah, it's of course because you can't be a value proposition for your customer if you don't know who your customer is. You certainly can't be a value proposition for your customer if you hate your customer.
Right.
And you cannot successfully run a brand if you hate it. Like, honestly, if you hate what you do, get out. Don't ruin it. Don't destroy it for everybody else.
Well, that's a novel idea.
Yeah. Like, leave, right? Like, if you hate America, why are you here? There's 196 countries in the world. Yeah. Pick something. Yeah. Right?
And I'm sure they'd all welcome you with open arms just to walk across the border. You don't need any kind of a visa or permission to stay or be a resident.
Actually, there was a big protest in Mexico City because of all the Americans moving in. They were like, learn our language. I'm like, oh man, irony is such a lost art. All right, we're out of time, guys. Thank you for joining us.
This has been a great show. Once again, on brands and the people who hate it,
the brands they represent. People who hate the brands they run. We'll come up with a catchier title than that.
Send us your emails because I'm sure you've thought about a few industries or a few brands that we didn't mention today. So we'd love to hear what they are. So anyway, been a fun show in the conversation. Sometimes our topics are sad, not fun.
This was fun,
but.
And so, we meander, but we'll try to bring it back to what we were talking about.
So anyway, until next time, we appreciate you all. Make sure you check the show notes out. Make sure you like us, subscribe, share our show, and we'll see you next Friday.
See you next Friday.
Ciao.